Our first official look at BYU basketball resulted in a loss on the road at Pinnacle Bank Arena, an arena you and I know well. It was the first stop on College Hoops to Go, our travel vlog series a couple years ago in Lincoln. Nebraska 90, BYU 89, a wildly entertaining offensive basketball game that came down to the final shot. In the end, it was Rank Mast who stole the headlines from AJ Debansa and the BYU talented Cougars team. Rank Mast was unstoppable. He hit 7 threes, 11 for 15 from the floor, 31 points, 3 assists, and 5 rebounds for Mast. In his return off a season that was cut short due to injury, he didn't play last year. Remember, he was an All Big Ten player 2 seasons ago and has flown fully under the radar. This type of performance should put him right back on the radar. This is a top 6 or 7 player in the Big Ten in my eyes that no one is talking about. On the other side, BYU had a lot to like offensively and a lot to question everywhere else. AJ Debansa finished with 30. That is objectively amazing. He also drew 7 fouls, made all 8 of his free throw attempts, made 2 of 4 threes, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals to go with it. Rob Wright only played the first half, gave you 8 points and 5 assists. I thought the team looked great with him running the show. Richie Saunders with a interesting quiet night, 11 points, 3 for 10 from three. He didn't make all his shots. BYU's depth was on full display. A lot of good things from guys off the bench, including 11 rebounds and 12 points from Kadeen Boop, a double-double in 17 minutes off the bench. But they lost. And in the end, that will be the story. BYU 0-1 in a game that doesn't count against Nebraska, a team picked in the bottom 3 in the Big Ten. Should this result concern BYU fans? And what did you learn about this team?
So the concerning issue for me is that a lot of the talk coming into this has been, honestly, this team's ahead or better defensively than I thought they were going to be. The offense is still a work in progress. That so if 89 of them things is a work in progress, would love to see finished product. If for what that's worth. And obviously, in a regular game, you're getting more than 16 minutes from Rob Wright. And you're probably getting a better Richie Saunders performance. But I thought AJ was sensational in this game. You pointed out Kadeem and Bob, who I thought also was very good in this game. But the story of this game was that no one could check Rink Mass. No one could check him. And, they hit Nebraska as a team hit 16 3-pointers in this game. And Mass especially was special. Connor sieging with a 20-point game. We never forgot about you, Connor, for what it's worth. We're back in here. But yeah, I just think that, you were able to see one, what makes Debansa so special, two, what this team can be offensively, but three, I think you were able to see that, there's some shortcomings with this team, and this defensive effort is obviously not going to get it done. Um, but also, I don't think anyone was prepared for Rank Mass turning into and doing what he did in this game. Like I know he was good in all Big Ten, but 7 for 8 from three, he was unstoppable. I mean, he was a special performance by him.
Yeah, I mean Mast is awesome, right? So I don't want to overreact to Mast being awesome. In fact, I'm just happy for that kid that he's healthy again. He's one of the more fun players to watch in the entire sport. Um, can I be blunt about something?
Yeah.
I couldn't say this on my team's recap, right?
hmm
I couldn't say that because people would have accused me of homerism, but I'd like to say something. I think BYU pretty clearly was perfectly happy to lose this game. And I have a lot of different, and by BYU, I mean Kevin Young. I don't mean that the players came out like trying to lose a game. No one would ever say that. But like Dusty May had a quote that earlier this week, he was like, honestly, I like losing exhibition games. It tells your team what they need to work on. If you look across the country, top 10 teams in the sport went 1-3 in exhibitions this week. The one win being St. John's, they were down 10 to Towson at half. Like, top 10 teams are not coming into these exhibition games trying to win by 40. They're not running their action. They're playing weird combinations of guys. Now, do I think the guys on the floor could have played better? Yeah, and I have a lot of defensive questions specifically with their freshman superstar that we should cover in a moment. But I watched this game from start to finish, and a lot of the same things that happened with Michigan happened with BYU here. Kevin Young did not run anything offensively. It was basically just iso ball, which is fine. They're pretty talented. They can make that work. Um, I don't think there was much coaching going on defensively. I think Rob Wright playing the first half tells you all you need to know. Him and Keba basically, okay, we've seen enough from you guys. We're going to go to the bench for the second half. If you wanted to win this game, you play Rob Wright and Keba Keita 30 minutes. You played them both 13 and 16 minutes. Defensively, Cart, it was a disaster. And somehow, some way at the end, they're down 1 point with 10 seconds left. Kevin Young took a timeout. If you want to win the game, guess who's on the floor? AJ Debansa, down one with 10 seconds left. Instead, they had like Dom Diamande, Alexa Kostic, Mihailo Boston. Like, it wasn't serious. It just wasn't a serious attempt at winning the game. Now, that doesn't cover up for what happened here, and there are some pretty serious takeaways that BYU needs to correct before real games get here. But that's what Kevin Young wanted. That's what Dusty May wanted. It's what Kelvin Sampson wanted. It's what Rick Pitino wanted. If you're a team that thinks they can win a national championship, you want to come out of exhibition games with an ability to refocus your team and give them some very clear things they need to improve. So, from that sense, mission accomplished for Kevin Young. On the flip side, I think Nebraska approached this game like, you know what, let's go get one. Let's win
Yeah,
this game and
yeah.
send a message that we can compete. So,
Yeah, it's a tough place to play in Nebraska. We know that. We know how that goes. Also, to the point about, maybe approaching this a certain way, even even further to that point, not to do the excuse thing, but we had a holy war to attend. We had to get in and out. That last lineup was I want to win this or lose this, but I got to get back to Provo because Bear Bachmeier's a 3.5 point underdog at home.
and attend they did. And Bear
And they were
Bachmeier
front
stayed.
row and they looked ecstatic too, by the way. No one's spirits were down.
Right. Yeah, I'm with it. I am with that 100%. Okay, so let's talk some player specific things because I really do think those are about the only things that we can conclude from. Let's start with the biggest name, AJ Debansa. 31 minutes. If there was one guy that was deployed as if, hey, we want to see you full length here, it was AJ. He led this team in minutes. He led the entire game in minutes, I believe. 19 shot attempts. He made 10 of them. It was an efficient performance and a super high volume performance. 30 points, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, 3 steals, a block. There's not much to nitpick offensively. It was the full package. It was an NBA player playing in a BYU uniform. There also isn't anything he showed defensively in this game that will translate to winning basketball. In fact,
Mhm.
every second he was on the floor was a defensive liability. There is film being cut up of this from smart people. I mean, as impressive as the offense was, there's already stuff being put on full display that will affect him in the NBA draft conversations about effort and focus and even just understanding of where to be. The hope was that at BYU and Kevin Young and staff could hammer some of that into him. The early returns are they have not. There is complete disinterest from him defensively, and it was hard to watch because on one end he was so unstoppable, on the other end he was the opposite of stoppable. He would not contribute to getting a stop. So how do you assess this? I mean, it's spectacular and terrifying at the same time to me.
Yeah, it is terrifying because, and honestly, the word terrifying isn't what I would use. To me, watching this, I was a little bit just disappointed because I thought that, specifically with that U19 USA team, I thought he had taken a step competitive and defensive wise. Because one thing about AJ, and you texted me this too during the game, he is physically hard to stop. He's like 6'9", maybe he looks taller than that. He's extremely athletic, which is why he drew 7 fouls. There's really not much you can do with him on the offensive end. He's got an array of finishing moves. He's super athletic. If he's knocking down threes, you're legit screwed. There's not going to be much stopping him on that end of the floor. He's going to be a tough matchup throughout college basketball on that end. But, I mean, you got to call a spade here. You're really hoping you chalk it up to disinterest because that's what it kind of looked like to me, to your point. but yeah, you just get that's not winning basketball championship level effort on the defensive end. And I believe in KY and his staff, and I believe that this will be brought up in this case. And like I said, it's disappointing to me because I can specifically remember that U19 team over the summer, the USA team. I thought one of the bright points of AJ, because he did struggle a little bit offensively, was that he was very much engaged on the defensive end and showed the type of tools and player he can be defensively when he is locked in and giving that effort. There was just no attempts in this game on the defensive end. Like some really bad, like when you cut it up too, like you notice watching it, and then it gets even worse when you dive into it a little bit deeper, and it did not look good.
Yeah, and it is largely like effort and focus, right? He has
Yeah.
all the gifts and tools to be an impact defender. But like there are just and they've been clipped, right? They've been clipped by NBA draft analysts and smart people. It's honestly a good early indicator of how much of a microscope Debansa is going to be under. Because Cart, he had, let me just read it again. He
I
had
was I, I
30.
was I was about to say I like how I mean we talked about it offline a little bit, G. It's interesting how what the lens that AJ gets looked at through and the lens that some others get looked through.
He had 37 and 3. Well, by the way, Darren Peterson, the guy he's in contention for the number one pick, had 12 and 0 in his scrimmage this weekend. And the narrative coming out is, well, AJ can't be the first pick because of what he is defensively. Like, I, it's crazy. He's got to fix the habits for sure. And I would really hope Kevin Young has already worked on this. I'm sure he's trying, but the early returns are bad, man. And I keep comparing the Michigan stuff, the scrimmage. Michigan, Yaxel, and the entire team had like a really disinterested defensive first half.
Hmm.
They fixed it in the second half.
Yeah.
AJ didn't. AJ was disinterested defensively the entire game. And if that hangs over, it's going to make it hard because he obviously has to play, but you're playing 5-on-4 defense. I mean, he was just like watching from the 3-point line, totally out of position in transition on multiple plays. It's kind of jarring how limited he is defensively right now. On the flip side, do you want to say more about his offense? Because it was sensational. Dion, you okay? You look a little sweaty.
So every August, September, my air conditioning breaks and there's just nothing I can do about it.
Dude, that's tough. Out in California too. Like, I mean, what is it, like 80 degrees still there today?
Today's gonna be like 85, 90, but like peak summer, it gets like 110. My AC just doesn't ever hold up.
I mean, it sounds like it's a bummer that you can't take advantage of Duncan Mechanical Solutions because Duncan Mechanical Solutions is an HVAC company based in Angola, servicing the tri-state area, bringing commercial quality to the residential world with excellent customer service. You heard us talk about Duncan Mechanical last summer. If you need heating or air conditioning, kitchen or bath remodeling, or all of the above, Duncan Mechanical is the place to go in the Midwest. Go to DuncanMechanicalSolutions.com to take advantage and make sure you don't wind up like Dion.
Dog, like his ability to score and with the combination of athleticism and just all types of finishes too. I'm talking about like deceleration steps, left hand, right hand, dunk over you, show some passing chops in this as well. He can rebound because of the athlete he is, gets to the free throw line, makes his free throws, knock down two three-pointers. It's just offensively, it's a tough island to be on when he's in that mode. And with all due respect, he did look across from him, and I love Coach Hoiberg, and I love those guys. Are
Woo!
you kidding me? Are you Price Sanford's what you got for me? You want to throw me off my pivot with Berke Butenzel?
You mean the guys that won the game, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, that's who you're gonna check me with.
You mean the guys that won the game, right?
Yeah, that's not going. We're not going for that.
Won the game.
Got mine.
Won the game. And after AJ Debansa and Kevin Young both said ranked mass should be taken first in the draft.
Yeah, I wonder who would do that.
Yeah, crazy. Okay. Anything else on AJ? This feels like an early indicator of how covering BYU is going to feel this season. Let's spend 15 minutes on AJ, good and bad, and then we can talk everything else. Do you have anything else before we move on?
I mean, like you said, I don't know. I feel like I want to be consistent in how I'm approaching all these exhibition games as far as evaluating them. if people want to jump off BYU's train, go right ahead. If people want to, you know, get to that point, go right ahead. I still feel the same I feel about BYU. Maybe feel better about Nebraska, just in the sense of like Rink Mass is a guy that he's going to give a lot of Big Ten teams trouble. But outside of that, I really don't. You know, I'm not over here trying to just like completely like jump off the train or something like that.
I'm gonna stay on the BYU bandwagon hard. I'm disappointed AJ is where he is at defensively right now, but that could change overnight. You have no idea. Like, how can you not fall in love with what he was
I think it
offensively?
does. And look, call me a homer, call me whatever you want. Just being on AJ's side of this. I've seen him flip a switch and be able to do it, so I know he can do it. I'd be more scared if it's a guy who literally just physically can't do it. And I'm just, that's where I think Coach Kevin Young and staff need to step in here, because if we're seeing it, they're seeing it.
Yeah. Okay. BYU played the bench a lot in this game. We had five other guys in double figures. They started the expected starting five: Kaba, Moo Davis, and the big three. Outside of that, Boscovich, Kostic, Mboop, Diamande, all 17 minutes a game. And then Xavier Staten with a very quiet 10 minutes. I'll let you pick where you want to go next. There's great stuff from Rob Wright. I have some Richie roll questions. And then I thought this team, the depth is on full display. Like, they got good minutes from a lot of guys on the bench, really outside of Staten.
Yeah, I mean, I love what I saw from Rob Wright in this game with the eight points and 5 assists. Like, I just think he sees the floor so well and passes so well, but also has the ability to get his own too. And like we talked about, he's a good player in his own right. He is also very much used to playing with really good players. Like, that Montverde team was insane, and he was still productive and good on that team. And I think that's going to help with this team. To that point, I think it's gonna, Richie's as talented as he is, that might be the player that's gonna, I guess, because he's the one who has to change a little bit, I guess, in this sense. And he's gonna figure it out. He just didn't shoot well in this game. He had 10 3-point attempts, which to me is like too much for Richie Saunders. I think he's more of like a come off a curl. He can knock down threes, but I like him getting downhill. I think he puts pressure on the rim just like other guys can put pressure on the rim. One of his best things was he was getting to the free throw line last year. And I saw a little bit too much, I guess, just catch shoot or settle for threes, when I think he's a little bit better at like mid range, getting to the basket while also mixing in the threes. I just didn't really like the shot diet from Saunders in this one.
Yeah, I want to get to Richie's role, my thoughts in just a moment. But for starters, I am Rob Wright's biggest fan. I get to claim this. I will never be pushed off of this. That's my guy. Love him. Future National Player of the Year, Rob Wright, as I like to call him. Whenever it gets to the point where they want Rob Wright to be the best player on this team, I think he's going to be the National Player of the Year in the system. I'm that high on this kid. This year, they want him to be the straw that stirs the drink. Rob Wright is a damn good straw. He had 8 and 5 in 16 minutes. If you just played the full game, he finishes with 16 and 10. And we're talking about that as the best point guard performance we saw in an exhibition this weekend. The baseline drives turned like wraparound one-handed passes to AJ in the chest in the numbers are sensational. He is a passer that is unlike any other except for Braden Smith in the sport. His first step is so quick, you can't stay in front of him. I think he has scoring upside that this team won't even see this year because they don't need him to. He's awesome. He's fun. He wears number 1. He has the 3rd next to his name on his jersey. I love this kid. It's like you made a dream point guard for me in a lab, and I can't wait to talk to him at Big 12 Media Day this week. Reminder that Rob Wright, in his 16 and a half minutes in the first half, when he exited the game, he was plus 10. In a game BYU lost, when Rob Wright played, they were up 10. And he
Mm.
played half the game. If he plays a full game, they win by 20. Maybe they win by 12 because they lose the minutes he's out. I will continue to say, and I feel this way genuinely, he's the most important player to this team. He will decide this team's success or their failures based on what he is. And even though they lost this game, I think it's a great sign that when he was on the floor, they did not lose the game. They were definitively better than Nebraska.
Yeah, they have one of the best point guards in the country on their team. And I
Yeah.
don't think people say that enough.
Yep. Okay, to Richie. I hated how they used Richie. And I'm officially miniature blue flag being raised.
Miniature blue flag.
Yeah, it would be a red flag, but everything's blue in Provo. It's like the Bloods and the Crips. It's the Utes and the Cougs, right?
Yeah.
Blue miniature blue flag being raised. If this, and I'm assuming Kevin Young would say it's not, but if what Richie Saunders' shot diet was in this game is how they want him to be used, it's a major misuse of one of the best players in the country.
Hmm.
He is too good at getting downhill, getting to the free throw line. Last year, even as good as Yegor was, the most unstoppable part of Richie was him getting like 10 free throw attempts a game and making 9 of them and just constantly pacing this offense between the ups and the downs. He was a constant. This year, through one exhibition game, it appeared they kind of just wanted him to stand and watch. And it's going to be an adjustment period because obviously Rob and AJ need the ball, but so does Richie. I don't just care about his shot attempts. I care about him getting to rock a little bit in the half court. And that didn't happen. Like I could count on my hands how many times they even tried to have Richie do what he did last year in this game. Reminder, last year we got to February and that team's season turned around when they decided to put the ball in Richie's hands more. I don't want to see them make the same mistake again this year. If you try to turn Richie into a catch and shoot, watch AJ go guy, AJ's numbers will be there. The team's wins might not be because
Hmm.
Richie Saunders is too good to just catch and shoot. And he didn't make his catch and shoots in this game. He was only 3 for 10 from 3. He was 0 for 2 in the free throw line. I think that speaks to how much of a lack of rhythm he had in this game. It's going to be an adjustment curve for him and AJ to figure out how to play together. And I did not like the early returns.
Yeah, I mean Richie Saunders to your point last year, he averaged little over five threes a game. He only shot double-digit three-point attempts twice last year, both against Arizona State. Otherwise, it was a lot of getting to the free throw line, a lot of stuff inside the paint, average 11. I mean, he's not just a watch and catch and shoot spot up guy. I just don't think that's how it should be used. And look, if I'm picking a coach to figure it out and know how to use him, like KY saw this last year, he knows how to best utilize Richie. And obviously, I think the best utilization of him is you got to worry about Richie doing the same things that Debansa does, right? Like obviously they're different players, but I'm saying the way they attack on the offensive end should look semi-similar. Like they should come off screens, they should be able to rock and have the ability to make the right play. And look, I understand you got to get AJ the ball, and he's got to be able to work on and if you're trying to pick one player who's better at spotting up, it's probably Richie compared to AJ, unfortunately, at this point. But I think there has to be some type of balance there because, to your point, Richie's best when he's attacking and he's getting downhill and he has the ball in his hands, not just spotting up and getting up 10 3-pointers.
At minimum, at minimum, you better use having the ball in the half court as a defensive motivator for AJ. Like if AJ's not going to put any effort into the game defensively, you can't have Richie stand and ball watch AJ do whatever he wants. Like
Yeah.
I would make that fix now. I understand this was an exhibition, but like you want us to make Richie stand in the corner? Okay, guard. Otherwise, this ain't going to fly. And I hope Kevin Young fixes that. I hated the way they used him in this game. He's too good. Outside of the big three, Keba was good. Keba was Keba. I don't really have anything there. 5 and 5 in 13 minutes. He's going to be fine. First look at Moo Davis in a BYU uniform. 9 points, 1 for 3 from 3. Thought his defensive stuff was pretty good in this game. On the bench, I liked what I saw from Kostic a lot. I thought Kadeem was like sensational.
Yeah.
It's be hard to keep Kadeem off the court, I think, even at the expense of Keba a little bit.
Yeah, especially given the fact that if he's going to have that motor, I mean, 4 offensive rebounds in this game, 11 rebounds total in 17 minutes, 4 offensive rebounds in 17 minutes, made all his field goal attempts, like a double-double in 17 minutes against this Nebraska. I mean, it's impressive, and I feel like having that type of player off the bench that you can deploy with that athleticism and that motor is something that I think KY can use to his advantage.
Yeah. Dom Diamande, 17 minutes. He went 0 for 6 from the floor. He just couldn't buy a shot. I
Yeah.
liked the eye test with him. I thought like his size and athleticism, like he didn't look out of place at there at all. He just couldn't buy a shot. Even a couple transition like layup opportunities he missed. Do you buy him in a role for this team? And I don't know, should we be concerned that he was 0 for 6 when given a chance here?
I mean, he missed some really easy ones that I would bet him to make, but yeah, just not the best showing in the first one though.
He got a chance. I was happy to see him get a chance, but yeah, they were ugly. Staten also very empty minutes from Staten.
Very empty, very baby deer like minutes from him. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was just kind of just it. You lost him out there. I feel like, and only played 10 minutes, no shot attempts, no free throw attempts, no three rebounds. Did have a block shot in his 10 minutes, but I mean, a very empty 10 minutes.
Which is okay, especially if Kadeem and Keita are going to be this good. You don't even need Xavier Staten. But
Mm.
this was a big dose of reality for my Xavier Staten hype train. I've been driving this offseason. He was not what I expected. No Tyler Bruce, no Nate Pickens, a couple other guys in this BYU team that weren't there. Didn't mind that they weren't there. Am I allowed to say that? I don't want another Dallin Hall situation on this team. The guys I
Yeah,
wanted to see played in this game, Cart.
yeah, I think you got to see what you wanted to see, but obviously in an exhibition, I think you want to be able to see everybody. But yeah, I think they played the hits.
I was fine with it. I'd be
Oh, I
okay.
know you were.
I'd be okay. Good basketball teams have 8 good players, not 13.
I like 13.
13's nice. Just pick the right 13.
Yeah, but eight's fire.
Eight's super fire. Uh, if these two teams played again the first week of the regular season, but a real game that counts in Lincoln, everyone's healthy.
Hmm.
What's the score of the game?
BYU probably 97 to 74.
It's about where I'm at too. I think a full go, we actually scout you. We don't bench Rob Wright at half. I think BYU wins by like 20.
Yeah. Flip side correlation. Just completely overview here. Just just like aesthetically, I guess. That's not the word, dude. High level overview here. I don't like my team losing to Nebraska.
No. Yeah, like you would have liked if the last shot
Yeah,
went.
I mean, really? Like I love rank math. We let rank math, Price Sanford, Connor Season in the year of our Lord 2025 get us up out of here.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like just figure out a way to win it. I get it. It was cute. You let them score 90, but like just win.
Hashtag win the game.
Yeah, win the game.
Yeah, I hear it.